The rich man's world has always been about the quest for ultimate style and luxury, but that quest often ends up in obscurity and decadence. Is that the case with the new Rolls Royce Pickup, which has just been unofficially unveiled? Let's find out. 2025 Rolls Royce Pickup unveiled. If you think that a Ferrari wagon, specially built for the Sultan of Brunei, was an isolated case of ultra-luxury odd cars, you are so wrong. Because we have just seen something we would never expect to see from the world's most prestigious luxury car maker. Rolls-Royce has always been about elegance, even when it decided to enter the SUV segment 6 years ago. But this time, things are different. Because no one ever expected to see a Rolls-Royce with such rugged design solutions. Yes, the digital renderings of a Rolls-Royce pickup circulate on the network, and they show an aggressive pickup design that, at the same time, has all the elegance we used to see in the other models from the British luxury car maker. Of course, the Cullinan has always been taken as the basis for the new pickup, and most digital renders show pretty much the same front-end design, characterized by that legendary upright grille that makes most of the front face, in a combination with familiar headlights design and other typical RR elements. But at the same time, the front face shows a dose of ruggedness we haven't seen in a Cullinan. It shows that this Rolls-Royce could actually have the capability to take off the tarmac with ease. Under the revised front bumper, which looks more aggressive with sharper lines and bigger air intakes, there is a massive skid plate, which suggests that this time, it's going to be an ultimate blend of luxury and off-road performance. Then there are the wheels. Massive and with a new design, but more importantly, they have been moved way out of the fender flares, which clearly indicates a much wider track, which should ensure that this high ground clearance Rolls-Royce preserves excellent stability in all conditions. Pickup features. Essentially, things are very similar at the front end, while the key differences start right after the B-pillar. The Cullinan is already an SUV with impressive dimensions, but this pickup appears to be even bigger. Just look at the rear wheels and their position. In the Cullinan, they are located right behind the rear seats, while in this case, they have been moved back and sit somewhere below the middle of the cargo bed. In other words, the wheelbase has been stretched significantly to ensure that there is enough space for a decently sized cargo bed. We are not sure that Rolls-Royce designers cared so much about utility ever before. In any case, nothing special is happening at the rear end when it comes to aesthetics. The cabin ends with a little roof spoiler, which adds a dose of sportiness to the rather elegant design of this particular area, while the cargo bed looks typical for a pickup. Still, the tailgate and taillights mimic the Cullinan, which is definitely beneficial in terms of elegance. The same could be said for the rear bumper design. All in all, it's clear that the new pickup has a lot of resemblance with the popular SUV, which has just made the British car maker hire 200 new workers and expand its crew to deal with all those orders of the 3-ton heavy SUV. Does Rolls-Royce actually have the capacity to produce a pickup truck even in limited numbers? It's hard to say. In any case, its dimensions would be even more impressive compared to the SUV, which features a 130-inch wheelbase over the 210 inches in overall length. 2025 Rolls-Royce chassis and suspension setup. Still a Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce models have always been about the perfect blend of cutting-edge technology and ultimate luxury, so it would be foolish to expect anything different from this pickup. It's hard to imagine it towing a trailer, right? So we're pretty sure that once again, the ultimate goal is to achieve an unparalleled driving experience. With that in mind, it's quite obvious that we won't be seeing any kind of body-on-frame construction. No, just like the styling, the mechanical aspect will also be mostly from the Cullinan, which, in other words, means basing this vehicle on the well-known architecture of luxury. This aluminum space frame platform has so many amazing things to offer, starting from the optimal weight distribution, which may be slightly distributed by the extended wheelbase. And just like the popular SUV, the new pickup would feature the company's well-known self-leveling air suspension with a special mechanism to adapt to driving modes and road conditions. Combined with advanced dampeners, this setup creates the so-called magic carpet ride experience, a system that continuously monitors and adjusts the suspension to ensure effortless ride quality. Moreover, there is even a special upper wishbone damper unit at the front that mitigates high-frequency vibrations and elevates the ride quality to the next level. Rolls-Royce's secret sauce has always been that advanced damper design, electronically controlled with real-time feedback from the road surface. But that's not the end of the story. The new pickup would, just like the Cullinan, feature four-wheel steering to improve maneuverability and stability, as well as off-road capability, which includes various suspension settings, along with a few traction control modes for terrains like snow, mud, gravel, etc. Electronically controlled anti-roll bars are also part of the setup, while we may expect to see satellite-aided transmission as well, a piece of gear based on GPS data that pre-selects optimal gears based on the road conditions ahead. Powertrain, all the smoothness you can imagine. Since the early days of the British automaker, smoothness and refinement have been its trademark. The ingredients are numerous, but it's mostly about the engine. And in the case of the new pickup, we expect no surprises. Once again, we can refer to the Cullinan and its super smooth V12 engine. Things would be no different in the new pickup, so once again, we would see a familiar twin-turbo 6.7-liter engine that puts out 563 horsepower in its standard variant. We presume that the new pickup would also come in a black badge variant. In that case, the maximum output would go up to 592 horsepower. Since we are talking about a vehicle that could easily weigh over 3 tons, it's pretty clear that torque will play a way more important role than the actual power. In the case of this monstrous engine, it goes up to 627 pound-feet, but what's more important than just a pure number is the fact that, thanks to a couple of turbochargers, all this torque is available already at 1600 RPM. In other words, there is plenty of juice to move this pickup with ease. The power will be sent to all wheels through an 8-speed automatic transmission that, as we already mentioned, has the ability to gather GPS data and pre-select the optimal gear based on road conditions. All that power and torque will ensure that this massive truck moves with ease. When it comes to 0 to 60, we presume that figures would be similar to the Cullinan, which can hit 60 in just 4.5 seconds. And if anyone cares about fuel economy, let's say that the Rolls Royce SUV returns a surprisingly decent 12 mpg in the city and 20 mpg on the highway. Do you think this is an adequate amount of power for a Rolls Royce pickup, or would you expect some even crazier numbers? Are you interested to know the max towing and payload capacity of a pickup like this? Let us know in the comments, but first, make sure to like and subscribe because many more previews are coming. Interior design. Taste of the British ruling class. Considering the expected tight relationship with the Cullinan, it's hard to expect things to be any different when it comes to the interior design. Moreover, we count on practically the same overall layout, which means elegant aesthetics and the extraordinary selection of materials. Box grain leather, lamb's wool carpeting, wood trim, and aluminum accents. Those are just some of the materials that come to mind. Then, there's the dashboard design that has been updated with a full-width glass panel that incorporates a few screens and creates a fantastic synergy with those artistic patterns on the upholstery, which are mostly about perforated leather. Speaking of the new glass screen, it spreads across the whole dashboard and incorporates pretty much everywhere, from the instrument gauges to infotainment controls. It's also worth mentioning that the Cullinan has just been updated with the latest piece of software called Spirit, which debuted in the all-electric Spectre. The new infotainment system will certainly find its place in this pickup and all future models of this super luxurious marque. With nearly 130 inches between the axles, it's needless to say that Cullinan offers plenty of passenger room in both rows, and we don't expect the pickup to be any different. Of course, once again, special attention would be paid to the rear passengers, with a rear entertainment system that includes a couple of screens, Bluetooth headphones, an 18-speaker and 18-channel audio system, and many more. As for the cargo bed, it's still hard to guess the actual lengths and other measurements, but we don't think that even matters all that much. Release date and price. With everything we've said about the 2025 Rolls Royce Pickup, you probably wonder when the sales are about to start. Frankly, we don't know. We don't know if this pickup is even going to happen, because digital renderings on the internet are all we've seen so far. The officials are quiet, while there are a bunch of question marks that need to be taken into account, starting from the company's ability to increase production capacities and make room for a model like this. Also, there's the matter of demand. Pickups are becoming more and more luxurious, but this would be a completely different galaxy in terms of luxury. And it's hard to say whether the highest class of all is willing to buy a Rolls Royce that looks so utilitarian. For now, let's stay optimistic and hope for the best possible outcome. Meanwhile, let's also speculate about the price. The Cullinan starts at around $392,000, so we presume that the new pickup would be similarly priced. In any case, it would become by far the most expensive pickup truck in the world. What do you think of the 2025 Rolls Royce Pickup? Is there really a chance to see a Rolls Royce like this in the future? Let us know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.